last week on Everybody Has a Podcast.
Clark, can we talk?
Yeah, what's up, man?
I noticed you're watching Gilmore Girls. If you'll look at the roommate TV chart, I'm scheduled for Finding Bigfoot from 7 to 7:30. I was just wondering if I'm going to be able to take advantage of that.
I guess you can. As we both know, my mom is the one who bought this TV for us.
We're right, but it's just that, we made the roommate TV chart so we could, this is hard. So we could figure out, who's watching what when, and I clearly marked myself from 8 to 9 every Thursday for Finding Bigfoot.
Well, I'll tell you what, if we're going to go to charts, let's talk about the chore chart. And, I'm not seeing a whole lot of dishes that are in the dishwasher right now. And as per our agreement, you're supposed to wash the shot glasses every Tuesday.
Well, you'll recall by the official roommate logs that we take on our official roommate meetings, I requested we move from a chore chart to a chore wheel, and you had not properly addressed that.
Okay, so you want to... Okay, here's the thing about the chore wheel. The chore wheel goes circular, and you know that every time we talk in circles. I didn't want to propagate that through a graphing system.
This is hard because we've got another 7 months on our lease, and I just don't feel like you're respecting me. Last night, the thermostat was set to 68, and I thought that we agreed per signed documentation and notarized, by the way, that my dad paid for, that we were going to keep the thermostat at 72 on the early summer months. What's going on, man?
We did agree that, but as you know, in Article B, subsection 23, you're not supposed to have people that have lived in here without a mutual agreement, and your girlfriend has stayed the past 2.5 days, taking a valuable parking spot.
Well, I paid for the full two days, so I need to take advantage of what I paid into that.
So what you're saying is that now you're going to consume 2/3 of the house, and you still want half of the TV chart. Where do I get my time?
We need to hold an official meeting and discuss this, I think, supervised.
Okay, I don't feel comfortable doing that unless we have a stenographer present like I requested the past 3 times.
That's fine, but like I said, my dad paid for, all the charts, and you said that your parents were going to pay for the next thing.
Yeah, I got us HBO Go. We didn't pay for that. That's my cousin's login. You can't watch that until after 11, but I still got us HBO Go.
Okay, well, we're using my stepmom's Netflix, so that's not fucking fair.
Oh my God, $7.99. Like, HBO Go is like $20 a month. And I'm running low on money on our prepaid Walmart card that's also doubles as a Visa to pay cable in the first place. And you haven't paid me.
Did you order pizza?
Yeah, it's your turn to buy, though. You know that.
Clark, we don't have the money for pizza.
We don't, or
no,
you
Clark,
don't.
we don't have the money for pizza.
No,
we do not have the money
understand.
for pizza. We cannot afford this. You're a horrible roommate.
Well, I don't know what you want me to do because he's here and it's your turn.
Well, I've already told you
he's got
that
gas
I can't
money,
afford it,
and it
doesn't
doesn't
matter.
understand
I don't
because they already
like
put
Domino's.
tip on there, so
Domino's
just pay
is not
the
a good
money
pizza place.
because
You always pick
I don't
Domino's.
have the cash.
Hawaiian Islands, the Orient, contact 93126.25.
And Chalk 6 is taking fire. Okay, divert south of the river. Divert. I see you come to the red guys. I just called them. You said stay well.
Since the dawn of the first age, by the elders it was foretold, a mighty cure that would rise when needed most. Their words would inspire enlightenment among the common. As it was prophesied, it has come to pass. Everybody has a podcast.
Hey there, dudes and dudettes. It's yet another episode of Everybody Has a Podcast. Welcome, my pretties. Woo! I'm Ryan. Joining me, as always, is my heterosexual life partner, Clark Keller. What's up, man?
I am luscious, and I am ready to do this.
I would describe you as vivacious.
I put on my Plenty of Fish profile curvy.
A little extra weight. This is episode number 12 of Everybody Has a Podcast. Check us out, everybodyhasapodcast.com. There you can sign up for our podcast on your iPhone or Android or Windows mobile device or whatever the kids are using these days. Check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/everybodyhasapodcast, twitter.com/everybodypod. Hey, if you go to our website, I've had a lot of people ask us, how can you help us? It's very easy, guys. All you have to do is before you buy something on Amazon, which I know you do, click on our Amazon link in the top right of our website and bookmark that bitch. And every time you want to buy something from Amazon, click on that bookmark or just go to our website and click through again. It changes nothing about how you buy your product, but we get a little slice of the pie. It's a free way for you to help us, costs you nothing, changes nothing about how it works for you, but it helps us buy promotional materials, advertise on Facebook, equipment, things like that.
It's commission.
Oh yeah. Clarkster, what's been going on, man? Anything exciting happened to you here lately?
I want to talk about Father's Day, because Father's Day just happened, right?
I'm intrigued, man. I've got a couple years on you. You're a young father, but not too young. It's about right, I think. When you had the little ones, what's it like being a young dad?
Well, I'll tell you what it's like being a young father on Father's Day.
Did you get the paper plate with macaroni glued onto it? How does this work?
I don't know. I didn't see him. I went to Bill's house, Billy.
Mr. Billy Rutherford for the past 3 episodes?
That's correct. Went to his house, got super drunk off my ass, and I got sunburned like a motherfucker.
And that's it. That was your whole Father's Day.
Yeah, no, I came back around 9, and I kissed my kids. And I'm a horrible father, by the way, just so everybody knows. So what's kind of funny about this whole thing is like, I went and I started drinking, and I'm not a beer guy. I think all my friends know this. I can drink beer every once in a while. It's not a big deal. But I don't enjoy beer. I don't get drunk off beer. I just don't drink fast enough. But I can drink me some beer whenever I'm in a swimming pool.
Oh, yeah, sure. It just kind of lends itself to it.
Oh, yeah, big time. So, I'm in the pool with Bilford, with everybody else. We're all drinking, having a good time, and everybody's like, man, you're getting really red. I'm like, oh, I guess I better, it's time to start putting on some sunscreen, right? And so, I get up, and I start, sensually rubbing it all over my body with one hand while drinking with the other hand, obviously. And, it's so hot outside, and I'm so ready to get back in the pool and just keep drinking that I just kind of, slap my hand all around my body and, walk off. Well, it didn't cover my body properly, and now I have, tiger marks all over my torso. Yeah, so, I guess what I'm getting at here is don't skimp out on the suntan lotion, especially if you live in Texas.
Dude, you're an urban tiger.
I am. And I look beautiful now, but back it was kind of embarrassing there at the
Follow
beginning.
Clark on Twitter at Urban Tiger. Dude, so here's a question I got for you. Let me ask you this.
All right.
A few years ago, I went to Disney World with my family. So my sister and her husband went, and they had a young child, and we just so happened to go on Father's Day. Mm-hmm. And we're 2 or 3 days into our trip, and so the whole trip, they're carrying, husband and wife carrying their kid around, and having a good time at Disney World. Well, it's Father's Day, and my brother-in-law just wanted to hang out and fucking watch football in the hotel room that day for Father's Day.
Manly.
Sure, yeah, I agree. And, we'd already been walking around for 2 or 3 days, so while I was eager to go out and do more Disney stuff, I could totally see how you wanted to chill out for a day, Yeah. And my thoughts were, it's Father's Day. That means, thanks for being a dad, here's something, Normally it's socks or a tie or macaroni on a plate. What he wanted to do was sit in there and watch football. Well, my sister said, no, you need to come spend it with the family. And I'm a little conflicted on that.
No, here's the thing, is whenever you become a father, it's already kind of like this whenever you become a grown man, but whenever you become a father, the world does not care about you. It will force you to do so many things that you don't want to do. It will strip you of all your holidays, including birthdays. Nothing is about you, ever. Only way it will be about you, which is, me drinking in the pool with Billy, is me just say, okay, kids, I love you to death. I'm gonna color with you for 30, 45 minutes, and then I'm gonna go get drunk in a swimming pool, and I'll see you guys later.
Well, that was my thing, and I was telling my sister, I was like, look, I understand how you want to spend Father's Day as a family together, But you need to understand, this is his day, and he wants to spend it like this. He's not saying he won't see you today. Let the man relax and enjoy himself, because I doubt that he gets a lot of alone time or free time, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's definitely not named Father Appreciation Day. It's definitely named Father's Day. So it's like, go talk to your father, go hang out with your dad.
Yeah.
You know? So it's an inconvenience for males over the age of 16 if you're in certain communities.
But what do mothers get on every Mother Day? They get woken up with a horrible breakfast the kids cooked. Maybe they'll get a little cunnilingus in the morning from the man, and then they get sent off to the spa while the dad watches the kids all day.
Yep.
And on Father's Day, dads are supposed to just hang out with the family, and that's fine. But let's be real here. Maybe what dad wants to do is sit there and play fucking computer games while you bring pizza rolls to him. Yeah.
No, I called my father about 8:30, 9 o'clock as I was driving home. And I was like, hey, Dad, how was your Father's Day? Chit chat. Neither one of us want to be on the phone. And that's what I love about my dad, is he fully recognizes that neither one of us want to be on the phone. So we'll spend 2 minutes, and it was a meaningful conversation. I just went, hey, how was Father's Day? He's like, oh, pretty good. Went weed eating, mowed, went inside and played video games for about 2 hours.
Yeah, what does it say about me, and I'm sure you're the same way now? A good day for me, let's say a Sunday afternoon, is a combination of, holy shit, I was able to knock out some awesome chores or errands I've been meaning to run, and I got 2 hours to play some video games or watch TV. That was a good day. A good day involves knocking some shit out.
Apparently it never changes. It's you're stuck. So, at that point I was like, oh, that's cool. He's like, yep, how was yours? I got drunk in a pool. Okay, well, I guess I'll talk to you in a few months. Okay, bye. It was beautiful. That's the one thing my father wanted. He wanted me to call and give him a verbal high five over the phone,
right,
and then hang up. And that's all he wanted.
Yeah, I went and hung out with my dad. I like Father's Day because he's got a pool, and it's pretty much just us getting drunk in the pool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's I guess we kind of spent Father's Day pretty similarly, unknowingly. Dude, I gotta ask you, man, how old is there an expiration on beer? How old is it to drink? As long as it's been in the fridge, is there an expiration on beer?
No, I was with a girl for a little bit, and she taught me that you have to grab to the back. Anytime you go to a convenience store, you have to go into the convenience store, open the glass door that's always super cold, and grab in the back of the shelf.
Well, I'm talking about in your fridge.
Oh no, that holds forever. Once it's in your fridge, it holds forever.
Okay, because the reason I bring this up, man, is we had a house party 3 months ago, and I don't drink a lot of beer by myself. I usually just drink socially, but when we podcast, which we've been doing for 2-3 months now, I've been grabbing a couple. So these beers that I've been drinking, the Cool Crisp Miller Lite I'm drinking now, right. Man, it's been back there for a while. It tastes great though.
Yeah. Was it in a can or bottle? Well, can.
Can. Yeah. I mean, but I don't want to get bloody diarrhea. It's not worth that. But I mean, so far so good, man.
No, yeah, I mean, beer doesn't expire whenever it gets to your home because it costs too much. But whenever it's in a store, you should check. It's worth checking because there is a taste difference. You don't notice the taste difference until, and you don't notice it unless you're right up on it. You've had a fresh beer and you've had a not fresh beer. So from that, I want to segue real quick into, this is from a party we had 3 or 4 months ago. I want to compare parties when you're 19 as compared to parties when you're in your mid to late 20s. And so when you're at a party, 19, fun. I mean, I had a lot of fun in my early 20s going to these parties. It's just everybody gets super fucking wasted. I mean, you drink your fucking asshole off. I never got laid, but a lot of people get laid. But it's more akin to going to a bar, right? You're putting yourself, you're out to meet somebody too, right? Whenever you're 19?
Yeah, if you go to a party in your early 20s, it's definitely kind of a meat market. You're still looking to hook up with people and things like that, right?
Yeah, for the most part.
And it's a lot of fun, but there's a lot of pressure at a party too. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and especially if you're underage.
And that's probably where some of the more drinking goes. Let's do some fucking shots, bro. It's because you want to get loosey-goosey and go flirt with some girls. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of potential at those parties, right? I mean, it could go from, I'm having a shit ton of fun, to, oh my god, dude, I had an eightsome with, 7 fat chicks and 1 really hot one. Those parties were fun. I had a great time for, let's say there was a 5-year period, man. You went to a lot of those, Clark, back in Waco.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fun at those parties. Well, now I'm 29, and my parties, largely the same group of friends, but we've met a lot of new people as well. You know, the dynamic has changed a lot at these parties in a couple of ways. So a lot of people are in relationships. So a lot at these parties, there's not as many single people. So you kind of lose that. And I mean, I'm not on the market anyways, so I wouldn't be looking for anyone anyways, but it's more relaxed. It's more fun, I feel.
It's always nice to have a couple single ladies floating around, regardless.
Yeah. There's always the 2 or 3 single females or males.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not cool to have single guys floating around, but yeah.
Yeah. As long as there's a good combo. But, so, that's a difference. The other difference is, people in like their 30s, they very quietly go way harder on the alcohol. Now, I don't mean that's the thing. They don't go out, they're not like, I'm gonna get smashed tonight, but they'll quietly, over the course of 6 hours, drink their fucking ass off, you know, and they don't even think about it. It's kind of like you already know, like, I've been there, I've done that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we're quietly, you know, it's not like, let's do shots, bro, you know.
No need.
Yeah, it's just, we're quietly nursing our fucking Bacardi 151, you know?
Okay, I got a quick story about that. Me and Interesting Places with Jacob Boone.
Sure.
He was in town. I think he was in from, I want to say Zimbabwe. We went to a party at a friend's house, and these kids were, I say they're kids, they're a little bit younger. They're about 22, 23 years old. And, you know, we're a little bit older than that, obviously. And so we went there, and everybody's drinking beer, right? And me and Jake, we walk in, and we've got a large bottle of Jack Daniels and sweet and sour, because we drink whiskey sours. That's what we drink.
Sure.
And people are just looking at us as we're calmly drinking our drinks.
You mean you're not pounding beers, bro?
No, we're not pounding beers, brah. We're just slowly drinking our whiskey, and then everybody's like astonished that this is even happening. And then some kid, he's probably not even, you know, legally allowed to drink. He's like, "Hey, let me have some of that." He has like two drinks that we were pouring. He's like laying asleep on the couch afterwards. Everybody's like, "That's fucked up, y'all. How could y'all do that to him?" That's just the difference. That kid was like 19. We're like in our mid-20s. I haven't even reached like age 36 where it's going to get real bad. And we're, you know, physically he couldn't even keep up because his 19-year-old body wouldn't allow him to.
Well, that's kind of the contrast I'd like to draw to this. It's, there's, let's just say there's so much more potential in your late teens, early 20s as to what could happen that night. You know, there's so much more mystery in the air, and that's exciting, but it's also a pain in the ass.
Yeah, there is no mystery whenever you're in your mid-20s. You know you're going to get drunk, and you're going to go to sleep.
Yeah. And, you know, a lot of times you're there and you're in a relationship with your girlfriend, and that's fine. You know you're going to get some that night, and you're there with your friends, and no one... So, here's an example. This party I went to a month or two ago, it's like, it was a pool party, and there's a bunch of people around 30. You know, a lot of us need to lose goddamn 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 pounds. You know?
Yeah.
If we were 19, half those people would be too fucking scared to take their shirts off, dude. No one gave a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Now, make no mistake, dude. I want to lose some weight. But also, I don't give that much of a shit. This is my crew. Like, I'm comfortable. I don't give a shit. You know, I'm not out to impress anybody. We're just there to really probably drink a little bit too much and crack some jokes. You know, that pressure is gone from being 21. You know.
Yeah. Whenever I was 21, I was way older than that. Whenever you moved. You moved to Austin, and I was still, because I'm a little bit younger than you guys.
Yeah.
I was still kind of in party mode a little bit by the time you guys hit Austin.
Right.
I drink wine like it's going out of style. I bought a $12 bottle of red wine, drank it all, fell asleep and had a boner, and some girl pointed it out the next day and told me it was funny. Like, that was me then, and this is me now. Now I just calmly drink my Jack Daniels.
Yeah. Well, I went to a party, right out a year ago, actually. Girl was turning 29, but her boyfriend is like 35. So this whole crowd was older. So this is going to be, let's say 30 to 40 year olds, you know, and this is definitely, particularly a year ago, I was still kind of coming out of partying with 22-year-old mode.
Yeah.
And, dude, holy shit. Just like kind of we described, like quietly knowing who you are and how much you can drink. It goes way up at like 35. I've never seen so much fucking hard liquor in my life, Clark. I'm not exaggerating. Probably 30 bottles.
Oh my god!
It was insane, and no one was making a big deal out of it. No one was like, let's do shots, bro. It was just like, we're going to drink the fuck out of this quietly. No one's going to mention it. No one's going to say anything. It was cool, man. It was a good atmosphere.
Ryan, you used to be the let's do shots, brah kind of guy.
I'll still do some fucking shots. I think shots are needed. Like, shots commemorate, like, hey, we're here, do a shot with me, It doesn't have to be some big exciting thing, but hey, it's your birthday, or it's this, it's that. Like, let's do a shot. And man, you're right. I'm getting turned down for shots more and more as we get older.
I remember whenever we were super young, like you lived in Waco at the time, and you would get a whole kitchen full of like 30 people to like take shots with you at the same time, but there's only like 8 shot glasses floating around.
Yeah, it was super fun, dude. It's super fun. So, Clarkster, I'm really, really excited, man, and I know you are too.
Absolutely.
This is a big moment in our lives.
One of the biggest, sadly.
Our next guests on the show. Gosh, it had to be. We'll confirm this, but like 2005, 2006, me and Clark ran across one of the most magical YouTube videos we've ever seen. We'll call them a band, but these are the creators of this project, Gemini Rising. A YouTube video we ran. I think it was Electric Lady of the Lake, and we proceeded to blast that. Well, here we are in 2013. We have with us tonight, we have Miss Gina Andrioli. Is that right?
That's right.
Hi, Gina. Thank you so much for talking with us.
Sure.
We have Chris Marston, who's also creator, editor, writer of this project. How are you, sir?
I'm good, yeah. Thanks for having us on.
And one of the raddest dudes on the entire planet, Mr. Righteous Jolly. How are you, sir?
Oh, great. Thank you. It's my pleasure.
So, correct. Hey, guys, correct. I'll let you kind of fill in the blanks here. This project basically is a TV series, an online TV series, basically recounting a 1970s progressive rock band, and basically their rise to stardom is what we'll call it. It's about the McKenzie brothers and then their gang. And once again, me and Clark first saw you guys on a YouTube interview. The Electric Lady of the Lake video is what it was. And from there, hit the website, and we've been in love with you ever since. Star Child, we've been just blaring that for 7 years.
God.
Help me out here. How would you best describe this project?
Well, I mean, it definitely was a work in progress, and if you watch it from the start, it has that. It's sort of like you can see the gears turning as we're creating it. It really was just a very organic kind of project that grew over a series of about 4 or 5 years, and it culminated in these episodes and the music that we also created. So it wasn't really a preconceived kind of thing. It really just, like for me, it started with just an idea of that I'm a little older than these guys, so that's more of my generation's music, and I don't know, I wanted to do something like make a film, and it just kind of evolved. And all these people that I knew, of this group of friends were all really talented people. So it was, actors, musicians, filmmakers, and it just kind of was just like a group project. I guess that's how I could describe it. I don't know. What do you think, guys?
Chris? Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it started really simply, actually, as what would you call it? A photo essay. We just
photo essay.
Yeah, we started taking photographs. These guys kind of dressed up, and the conceit was like they were on tour promoting their first album, and then we kind of developed a story around these photographs that we created. Well, we're like, well, okay, what's going on with these guys? Where are they now? And so we kind of we enter their world as they're beginning to conceive and work on their second record, which is for them kind of a journey into sort of untested waters, I guess you could say. They're into experimentation and into doing like this prog rock kind of thing. So that's kind of like where we pick it up, and it just kind of it grew from there.
So Righteous, were you approached by Gina and Chris to come on board and just do the photo shoot, or was there kind of a idea behind it by the time you entered into the whole project?
I think the initial photo shoot was actually with Charlie and Kiki at the time, which was this very sultry, like 70s art nouveau / sexy little thing. And then after that, I think I think something like that. And then Charlie and I went out there one day and we took pictures. And then Gina knew what she wanted a lot, although she said it was a work in progress, and it has been. It really came in form. So they called me around then, asked me about it. I was absolutely on, because it takes place and centers around a town that we're all very familiar with, which is in Lower Bucks County in Pennsylvania, Levittown, and like outside of there. And, that's kind of a subtext, because most of the people involved, a lot of them, have that connection. And I was really drawn to it, even in retrospect, thinking about it, but the idea of I could have been a contender, which you don't see my character Robert ever say that, but you almost Gina always knew it was going towards that. I could have been somebody in this aspect, and so I think, like Chris said, with the second album of Gemini Rising, they had as I know it, as a circumstance from the beginning, is that they had a little acclaim. Even if it was regionally or slightly not regional, they had a little acclaim with Electric Lady of the Lake, and then wanted to record this album. And it's the trip falls of that, and I think more people can relate to not making it huge and trying and struggling, and it's really awesome.
Yeah, well, that's always a way more interesting story. Is whenever you're just trying to make it, like you said. I have to tell a quick story. We were at Circuit City at the time, and
working.
We worked there at Circuit City, and we were goofing off because
H.H. Gregg now, I think. Sorry.
Yeah, we were Circuit City employees, and place is going under, so it's perfect time to goof off. So we pull up the video. We're in love with it, and we're in control of all of the displays, all the computers, all the TVs, all the stereos, all the car stereos. And all that crap has sound, and it's loud, and it's visual, and we proceed to, burn 1 million little DVDs and throw that thing on everything. Electric Lady of the Lake, Star Child. We played that for
awesome.
2 or 3 minutes, 2 or 3 months solid, and people would they would come by, they would look at the TV, they would see you with that ridiculously long mustache, they would raise an eyebrow and then not buy a TV, and it was the best 3 months ever.
H.H. Gregg, here we come. We got to trademark that mustache. We got to trademark that thing. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but
that's awesome. I wish I had been there to see that.
I know,
really
that must have been really bizarre. It would be a dream come true for me, though. I think about that kind of thing often.
Well, I think that's what's so cool about what you guys do is that obviously, you guys, you won a Webby Award, in 2009, is that right?
Yeah.
Yep, yeah.
So, you guys, you won the awards, people have seen your stuff, but I think it's just pretty cool how it can just pretty much go across the country without you even knowing, and you have all these people down in, Austin, Texas, who are just totally digging it, and you don't even know about it. That's so awesome.
That is so rad.
Have you?
That is rad.
Have you guys seen the Searching for Sugar Man documentary? Maybe you're really big in a whole different country.
Yeah.
I have seen that, so it's kind of...
Very cool
documentary. That's a South African dude, right? From Detroit?
Yeah. He's super big in South Africa, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's really cool. That's what's great about the digital age. If I want to, sounds a little cliche, but it is. As much as I think it is very competitive, I totally think that this project was very much part of that. At least early stages. I know we were one of the first web series that came out, and so I think we did. With the Webby honoree and everything, I think because we didn't have. Not saying we didn't have a lot of competition. That's why we won. But I think that really helped when we were starting out. The fact that we were in this sort of new world, and it was really fun to be part of that. And now look at even these years later, it's just grown so much more. So it's really kind of an amazing thing. We're glad that it reaches all over the place. That's really awesome.
Yeah, as a guy who grew up on the internet, I was there long before I saw Gemini Rising, and and still on the internet all day long. I 100% agree with that. I see, and it's weird because now here we are 6-7 years later. I see people with 1/20th of the talent and beauty that you guys put into that project, and they're huge.
Oh yeah. We know we're bitter about that.
We should be.
Well,
Thank you.
Make no mistake. My children's children will be listening to Gemini Rising. I promise you that.
Cool.
I promise
you
that.
Well, that's good to know. Maybe we kind of predicted it with the kind of storyline that Gemini Rising follows, because they kind of have a similar experience, I guess,
right.
with their artistic trajectory. It's just downhill, from when they start.
Right.
So you kind of heard our story. Have you heard any other stories? What's the fan reception like throughout the project and like post project, Gina?
Well, and like I said in my email to one of you guys, I think we really didn't have any concept of and we still don't. At least I still don't have any concept of marketing or what. Other than posting things on Facebook, or at that time it was MySpace was a real big, site.
Right.
And and the thing, it's really great. We haven't really heard. I mean, I never really heard a lot from fans directly, but we got quite a few good reviews from really intelligent writers who really got it. And I think that to me that and it's hearing what you talk about responding to it. To me, that's what it's really about. Like when you put something out there and then you realize that your intention was actually that message was delivered and someone really got it, and then they let you know that is an amazing feeling. So I mean, that's really for me what it's about.
Just that connection.
Yeah, having that connection, or having someone, you can create something and someone actually really gets it and responds to it. That's pretty amazing.
I could honestly. And I'm not blowing smoke up your ass at all. I could gush for so long. It's weird to me. I pick up on so much on these videos, in particular the music videos, but even the acting. I didn't grow up in this time, but the little subtleties that you guys have, it's just, to me, it's hilarious and it's awesome. And then the music just kicks ass at the same time. It's just a range of, it's just like a wave of so much. I laugh. I know that you guys intend to be a little goofy.
Sure, yeah.
But then,
it's entirely goofy, the genre of music that these guys decide to make their artistic medium, if you will.
Right.
Yeah, it's goofy, so it's easy to poke fun at, it's an easy target. So I think the challenge for us, moving forward as we develop the story and as the characters became more specific, was making them likable, and then ultimately, their challenge and the goals they set for themselves is relatable, and you're kind of really rooting for them. And yeah, they are good. I think it would have been easy for us to make them suck. It's there's a reason why these guys don't make it. It's because they're shitty musicians. And no, they are quite good when we finally get around to seeing them play and perform. You're like, wow, these guys really have something. Arguably, it's in a genre of music that's considered bad in and of itself.
Yeah, but that's key, though. That is key.
Yeah, sure, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a genre of music that's considered bad. I love it so much. I can't help it, man. Whatever. Give it to me.
I hope this is okay if I share this, because I remember early on when Gina had a really extensive treatment of where she saw the story going, and this dichotomy, because I love 70s, and I've become to love it so much more because of Gemini Rising, and there was a time when I think that we were going to jump forward, and who knows, it could still happen. I hope I'm not giving anything away here and cut me off, Gina, if I do. But remember Limp Bizkit, of course, from 1998. So I thought that there was this wonderful dichotomy of watching Gemini Rising, Robert and Richie McKenzie, these cool-ass guys before their time, from their time and place. And then, shit goes down, life happens, someone's taking Xanax, somebody maybe dies, I don't know, and, there's a construction worker, and Robert or Richie or one of the characters has a son listening to Limp Bizkit, and we were going to, jump it to 98, because I don't like Limp Bizkit, really, and I love Gemini Rising, and I love Yes, and I now love early Genesis, and Gentle Giant, Chris, and turned me on to, and that's awesome that there is merit in the music that we made.
Yeah, well, I have to ask this, how scripted was the session where you guys play Electric Lady of the Lake? Because Righteous Jolly, you're getting down, dude. You're all over the place. Like, you're crawling through people's legs. It's insane. And there's no way there's no way somebody drew a whole bunch of arrows everywhere. How scripted was that?
Well, my recollection, that we were filming that as episode. What was it?
It was like seven or eight, I think.
Well, right, okay. So I remember they became more and more scripted and more specific as I feel like the characters found themselves and flowered, and Gino certainly and Chris would watch these and get a better concept of it. It wasn't really blocked. We did it again and again and again, and it wasn't ever blocked. But I think that Gina and was like, do what you do, like just go ahead and. In terms of live music, because I do sing for a band and I do front my own band here, Gina understood that and kind of let me free in that regard. Some other things in the scenes were more blocked, if you will, or directed in that regard, but I think there was a freedom in that live performance aspect.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Clark.
No, I was just saying the whole music video is so beautiful that it just still blows me away. We watched it a couple days ago because, it got lost kind of in the sands of time, at least for us. And, we found it again a couple days ago, and we just instantly messaged each other back, and we were like, oh, my God, I'm blown away again. It just happened again.
Cool.
Well, what got us on the kick a month or two ago, and that's when we contacted Gino, was for some reason all the videos got removed off YouTube, and we shit ourselves. Clark literally messaged me. He's like, oh my God, dude, the Gemini Rising videos are gone. And he spent the next hour and a half on the clock trying to download and rip all this content off the internet. And we're stealing your content, by the way. But
in case the NSA shows down.
Yeah, he had a nice little folder, and an hour and a half later, he's like, dude, it's cool. He's like, I got it all. He's like, no matter what happens, we're always going to have Gemini Rising. And that's, wow. I guess, when he contacted Gina. To our listeners, what we want to tell you is they do have an awesome DVD on Amazon, so everybody needs to go pick that up. We're going to put a link on that on our Facebook and on our website.
Cool.
Support these guys. When you do go to Amazon, click through our link on our website, too, and we'll get a little slice of that with their little affiliate program. I got to give a shout-out to Dorian. Dorian is the most beautiful...
One of our favorites.
Yeah, one of the most beautiful creatures I've ever seen grace this planet.
He's actually holding my antennas right now. You want me to get him?
No trade seats.
On the... He doesn't talk a lot. I don't know how good he'd be in the interview.
On the LeMay show...
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know, but that... the actor who plays Dorian, Ryan McFarlane, plays several characters in the show.
Okay.
He plays the photographer's assistant, and in episode 3,
Dorian's lover.
Yeah, he plays his lover in episode 7. So we did that with a double from a guy named Evan, Evan Scherer, who is a good friends with Righteous and in Righteous's band, and also plays some small parts. But yeah, so Ryan plays a couple different roles. He plays Che in the Amphibian Liberation Army guy too. So it's pretty amazing.
But I got to ask, what fuels? And maybe Ryan could speak better to this. What fuels his character? Because I see in the LeMay episode when he's walking down the hallway and you just see Dorian standing there cleaning his flute, and he just gives him the eyes. I laugh my ass off. It's so beautiful. And then when he gets out on stage, he's just cuddled up in this blanket. Is it drugs? Is it love for the music? Is it both?
Yes.
I laugh my ass off every time. It's so awesome.
I think it's just the love of music. He takes his craft very, very seriously. He doesn't really engage in the petty dramas that you see the other characters kind of losing themselves in. He's very focused. He's very focused on what his job is, and yeah, he takes it very, very seriously.
Well, even during the guitar solo of Star Child, and there's a close up on his face where his face is shaking violently as he's lifting off, and then does these still shots of his face. Just, oh my God, lost it.
What are some memorable moments that you guys have from this project? Anything exciting or anything blow up or
Well, it was very. I just have to say it was very difficult. You know, I'm glad it seems so fun, and it was fun, but it was also really difficult. You know, on a lot of levels. It's hard to make a film, and like when we shot that episode in the motel. I mean, that was really. It has a lot of realism. It really was a very sleazy motel. I think Wright just had a strange encounter. There was some guy in the parking lot.
Of the Levittown kind. It was it was the mustaches that brought you together, right? You can tell that story.
I suppose, man. I'm not sure I'm not ready yet.
Okay, yeah, maybe we'll get to that a little later on.
It was harmless, but it was a seedy place.
It was seedy, and a lot of it was very much like run and gun. We never got I don't think we ever got a permit to shoot anything. And like when we were in the Delaware River, I mean, those guys were like covered with mud.
Yeah.
I mean, we probably shot on the coldest and the hottest days of the year for some reason, and almost got arrested a couple times. So yeah, these were all like funny stories now, but I guess at the time they were kind of stressful.
I
remember one time I had to. Sorry, I was going to say when arrested, the time when we were in Martinsville with the car burning out and in the gas thing, my grandfather, I wasn't very close with. It wasn't my blood anyway, but I knew he had clout in the town, so I was like, let me handle this one, because I think if I drop his name, we'll be okay. And he knew, and he did. Lo and behold, he knew, and I was like, yeah, we're fine. Don't worry about it, officer.
Righteous was always good at, that kind of damage control.
Diffusing. Yeah, what could have potentially been.
I did want to mention and just give props to the musicians in the project, because, I mean, I am so proud of the music, and I mean, all of these guys. I mean, Righteous is a musician, obviously a really good singer, but he has his own band. Chris, who's on the phone here, is also a musician. He plays guitar and wrote a lot of them.
He's wicked.
Yeah. So we had on Electric Lady of the Lake, a gentleman named Joe Trainer from Delaware wrote. I mean, he composed pretty much the whole thing as far as like his the whole prog rock aspect of it, and another musician, Anton Roulart, who collaborated on Star Child, and this like this whole group of people we know, Greg McGarvey, who does that amazing guitar solo on Star Child. I mean, these are all people that are friends with us or we met through the project, but one reason why the music is so good.
And the great Matt Fisher, let me just say that.
And who?
The great Matt Fisher.
Oh, the great Matt Fisher, yes, of course.
Great.
So, I mean,
John, Gemini Rising, yeah.
Yeah,
John Anthony Howell.
Yeah, John. So many of the actors were also, musicians and really good ones.
Yeah, once again, for what it's worth, take it from me. I'll tell you, I was in the band for 9 years in school. But I listen to a lot of music. I'm by no means half a pro, but I do find myself pretty picky, and I think you guys, that music, it's like perfect. It's hilarious because it's a great parody, but it just kicks so much ass too. You can't deny not rocking out to that. I mean, that's the way I feel.
Yeah, it's a less exclusive 70s version of Tenacious D. I know that's an oversimplification of your project, and that's really not what it is, but as far as the vibe of, like, these guys are super talented, super funny, like, they have everything, and it makes me realize how inadequate I am as a person.
So I know we...
No!
I know we kind of touched on it earlier, but we'll just kind of wrap it up with this. Is there anything in the future? Any Kickstarters? I know we kind of just lightly touched on maybe a possibility of some of this. What are y'all's thoughts? Do we want to say anything about this?
Well, I'll talk about it a little bit. I think that, as far as where we ended, I know it's been a couple years now, I just think that, I personally was just really exhausted on a lot of levels and had to, like, get my shit together. So, and then everyone sort of moved. People got married. People moved, and kind of went on with their lives. But we've all kept in touch. I do have a whole season written and there's new music and everything. So we have material ready to go. It's just kind of getting together and deciding, okay, this is the time to start. And, I mean, I've already started to talk to Matt Fisher, about, and Righteous, we talked about this a little bit, about...
Yeah, I love it already.
Yeah.
Okay, he's ready.
Yeah.
I'm actually
song.
Yeah.
Prep that stash,
Okay.
bro.
Yeah, we need to make that first step, and then, definitely Kickstarter, definitely try to, and it's not like it really is a lot of money. This was not an expensive project. I mean, I think our most, for what we were able to produce, doing a period piece, doing music, all this stuff, I mean, episode 7 in the theater, the Larry LeMay show, that was probably the most expensive episode, and I think it was like $3,000.
Well, Righteous Jolly goes through a lot of mustache cream, so don't say
yeah, right?
His hair,
they don't make it like they used to.
When we started the project, his hair was not really short, but it was, you could tell how long it took us just because his hair was like down to his waist by the time we finished.
Yeah.
Well,
his hair goes through a lot of different stages too. It's like short in the beginning.
Funny.
we experimented with extensions kind of midway through, and that didn't really work. So it really looked
because it was so humid that day. They put extensions in my hair, and I have the kind of curly hair. It was so humid that day that my real hair just popped up and curled, and made it look like I had like the greatest '70s mullet / rat hair you've ever seen. And that was an episode 2, I believe.
it was a big process of figuring it out as we kind of went along. So all of our mistakes are kind of there for everyone to see. We kind of hit our stride, I guess, like midway through around episode 4. Where we started kind of taking control over everything. And kind of, we knew where we wanted to go and what we were doing at that point, but everything that kind of came before was, more experimental, I guess. Like, what are we doing,
People love that. I mean, it's not just about the show. It's not just about the music. If you get a rare opportunity sometimes to kind of follow the journey that you can kind of see unfolding, like kind of in the background of like, okay, these guys are getting better at camera work and lighting, and their music's getting better. Like it's cool to see that come, kind of blossom as well. It's the whole package. So
yeah, I think that's definitely true, and that's what's great about just regular people doing this kind of stuff, because if you're paying attention, you can see that, and I think that's pretty cool. It doesn't always have to be polished,
I'd have to. I think not being a part of when it's your project, you of course know every mistake, but other people wouldn't see it. I'd be hard pressed even in the early ones. Awesome. I can tell that everybody was doing exactly what they needed to be doing. Like you guys, you're in the right spot. I feel you guys just did a great job.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Once again, to our listeners, do everybody a favor. Check these guys out. GeminiRising.tv. The whole series is there. It's on Blip TV. And you can find them at blip.tv/Gemini-Rising as well. We're going to put, of course, links on our website, on our Facebook. Buy their DVD. Help them out. Let's get a season 2 going. Let's help these guys out. Is there anything else you guys? Is there anything else you guys wanted to promote? Righteous, I know your band. Tell me about your band.
Hey, thanks so much for asking. Yeah, so it's because Gene and I both said band 3 times, but we didn't say the name, and I was like, they'd be really pissed at me.
Sorry.
I know, and that's okay. So the band is called Syrah, and it's Harry's backwards. It's SYRRAH, and you can check us out on Facebook on Reverb Nation, iTunes, of course. We have one self-titled album, and then we're finishing up writing our second, and it's modern progressive hard rock. I call it rock for Drockmackel. And it's very bizarre and fun and full of hearts, and I'm very proud of it too.
Fantastic. I'm definitely going to check that out. With your permission, we'd love to play some on the show too. We like to play each episode out with some music.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Anything else you guys have in the works before we get season 2 through 10 of Gemini Rising on the air?
I could just want to say props up to Joe Trainer again, who really was unbelievable in Electric Lady of the Lake. Besides the composition that he helped, Gina wrote all the lyrics and had a melody in her head, but Joe really brought it to another level, and he's an incredible performer and keyboardist. I don't think I told you, Gina or Chris, but Joe just texted me while we're on this thing on my phone, and he asked me a couple days ago if I would sing Jesus and Jesus Christ Superstar October 5th in Wilmington. It doesn't have to be staged, and, that's good for me. And I'm just going to sing a concerto of Jesus and Jesus Christ Superstar live, and that's something I'm really looking forward to.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Very excited about that. Wow.
We do ask all of our guests 3 questions on the show. Ryan, you want to hit them with it?
Yeah, we'll just go down the list real quick. We can go one at a time, and we ask every guest this. Number 1, do you believe in aliens?
Gina.
I want to believe, and I'd say probably no, but I wish I did.
Righteous, what do you think, man?
I believe in the word aliens.
Chris?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Now we're talking.
I believe in Rocky Erickson and the Aliens. One of my all-time.
Yeah, exactly, right there.
Question.
That was good, Chris. That was real good.
Question number 2. Do you believe in ghosts?
Yes, because I've seen some.
Oh.
Ooh. Righteous?
Yeah, you said some.
Patrick Swayze, forever in our heart.
What do we got? We got a 1 yes, 1 Patrick Swayze.
Chris?
No, I do not.
No. It's hard to.
Sorry, guys.
It's hard to convince Chris. All right, but I know Chris believes in Bigfoot.
Hard, really. It's
Chris,
hard for me to believe in anything these days.
Do you believe in
Chris
Bigfoot?
Marston.
What about Bigfoot, guys?
No.
No,
I really wish it was, but
we
I don't
always
think
get
so.
a no on the Bigfoot. All right. Well, you heard it here. They all believe in everything. All right, hey guys, thank you so much for lending us your time. We're huge fans.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
We're
really.
super. Yeah, definitely. We really look
Hey,
forward to
Viva
seeing
Austin, man! Jesus, we got to get down there. I got to get down there.
I know, we got to go to Austin.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, we need
Bring
some
a lot
busy
of
guys to
shorts.
hang out.
Bring a lot of shorts.
It's like the new Levittown.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of awesome, rad things happening here in Austin every day.
Yeah, very cool, man.
All right, guys, Gemini Rising. Everybody check them out. Thank you guys for your time. Anything you have, send it our way. We'll literally tens of 20s of people. We will make sure they are aware of your presence.
Thank you so much. We'll be in touch.
Thank
you. Really appreciate it, guys.
Yeah. Y'all have a great day.
Much.
Clarkstar, I'm so glad we got to speak to Gemini Rising, man.
Oh man, it was beautiful. I was starstruck a little bit, but man, I tried to hold it together because we're professionals here at Everybody Has a Podcast.
I know I haven't shut up about it, but I want to tell people one more time. Support these guys because it's not often you get like quality projects or material that come along. This is not some synth pop produced Miley Cyrus bullshit. This is real people making real music and creating real media that's really cool. And they're passionate about it, and you can see it and you can feel it when you view this stuff. So once again, check out all their links on our website, our Facebook. We're going to post to all that. Clarkster, I do think, though, it is time to dabble in what's been going on in the news. What do you think, man?
Let's do it.
All right. Story number 1. Woman dressed as a vagina stops attack on man dressed as penis. Passers-by watched in amazement as a woman dressed as a vagina stepped in to stop a man attacking a friend dressed as a giant penis. According to the Somerset County Gazette, a scuffle broke out in Glastonbury High Street between a man and a man dressed in a penis costume, while a woman dressed as a vagina tried to calm the situation down last Friday afternoon. Members of the Pneumatic Academy of Fools had been performing some street theater to help promote 2 of the plays in their Fooling Around 4 days of plays run at the town's assembly rooms. But police were called after one man took offense to their costumes and took his frustration out on one of the actors.
No, I mean, if I'm going to fight somebody, he needs to be wearing a giant dick costume. That's the only way I can get down in a physical confrontation.
I mean, so, oh, dude, like 2 nights ago, me and my roommate were watching like National Geographic. It was like The Science Behind Sex. It was one of these specials, and it showed like a 3D animation of a boner happening, like a penis making a boner, like going right. Dude, we laughed our asses off for 20 minutes. Like we're 30-year-old men, man. It's still hilarious.
Dude, how awesome would it be just to have to handcuff a dude in a penis costume?
Yeah, do you handcuff the balls?
You have to. You have to get those things under control, or else they'll be flailing around.
So if you saw a man in a penis costume on the street, would you laugh still? What would you do? What if your daughters were there?
Now you're getting personal. If my daughters were there, I'd be like, really, dude? Like, what's wrong with you? And then it depends on if he was an asshole or not, as to whether or not I pull out the hat and did jumping headbutt.
So depending on where you were, like if it's a Friday night and you're out drinking, it's funny, but if it's like just walking down the street on a Sunday afternoon, you might take offense to that?
Yeah, there's a time and place for everything, and there's really no time with daylight out where you really need to be dressed as a penis in the public.
I think that's fair. I think that's really fair. You're right. Like, have you seen these people? Oh, dude, I saw it on the cruise. The cruise that I went on. So, okay, you're supposed to kind of dress up for dinner at nights. You know, it doesn't have to be super fancy, but it's like it's dinner time and they serve fancy food. So go ahead and put on some jeans, maybe a polo shirt, you know.
Yeah.
One night is super fancy, and you're supposed to wear slacks and things like that. But like some motherfucker, this is like a 50-year-old man. He had a shirt. I can't remember exactly what it said, but it was like, it literally is one of those shirts. It was like blow me, and it had the arrow pointing down to his dick.
Oh, come on.
You know, and it's like blow me, Cabo, Mexico, blow me. And I was like, all right, motherfucker, you're 50 fucking years old, so that's not funny. It's funny. It's funny if you're 16. That shirt's not funny. It's just stupid. It really is fucking stupid shirt because it's not clever at all.
No.
And we're going to fucking dinner on this cruise. It's inappropriate on all levels. But here's what really, the person I really wanted to speak to was not him. It was his wife who was with him there.
Yeah, what happened to her? What happened to her?
Like, this is acceptable to her? Dude, my girlfriend would beat my ass if I tried to wear that shirt to dinner, you know? Because she's a decent, she's a decent human being.
But yeah, that just shows disrespect to his woman in general, you know?
It shows disrespect to everybody there.
Sure, and like, I mean, you know, I don't give a shit about disrespecting other people, but you're supposed to, you know, love the one you're with. And, it sounded like he was doing that too much, man.
Yeah, so I'm with you, dude. How far would you take it if a man with a giant penis costume was walking around and your daughter saw it? Like, would you be like, get out of here? Or
I'd tell him to put on a trench coat first, which would be hilarious. It's just the balls hanging out of the trench coat and then like the head out of the top. But after that, if I would say, dude, get the hell out of here. What are you doing? Like if he's, you know, throwing a frisbee with his dog in the park and we're there, he has to leave, not me. The thing about kids is if you make a big deal out of it, they're going to wonder what the fuck that is. So, I don't know. It's really circumstantial. It really does matter what fucking mood I'm in. Because I might laugh or I might punch you in the face. I don't know.
I would say getting in a fight with a giant dick. Well, it's a giant dick and a vagina, isn't it? Where do you? I could see where you get a penis costume. Where do you get a vagina costume? That's a more intricate costume, man.
I don't know. That's messy. That's a messy costume to have. Like, you can't just throw that in the dryer to get the wrinkles out, you know?
You can't ever get the wrinkles out of a vagina, dude.
You can't. I've tried. Story number 2. Sewage workers honored for stemming gusher of poop near shopping plaza. They take crap from everybody, and now they've won.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
For that odious labor, Fort Lauderdale's distribution and collection staff, sewer workers in layman's terms, took a top state award for an industry association for their heroic efforts in swiftly and efficiently stemming a major geyser of yuckiness. It's a big deal, said Randy Fernandez, chairman of the Florida Water Environment Association Awards Committee.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this award is only given away to a collection of system practitioners of the sewer department. So, essentially, they're badass at taking out the shit.
Okay. I got a couple things to say about this, Clarkster.
Okay, hit me.
First of all, should they get an award for doing their job?
Actors do.
Well, that's their own... Okay, touche. That's their, they just decided to, well, let's just go around and blow each other once a year and just give awards to describe how awesome we are to each other. So fair enough. I guess the sanitation workers have decided to do their own thing, huh?
Sounds like it. Go ahead with your second thing. I have an awesome story after this.
Well, the thing is to me, anyways, I'm not saying their job, it's kind of like nurses. Dude, you don't think about how badass nurses are until you have to go watch them take care of your grandparents. And then you have a huge respect for what they do, you know?
Yeah.
Nurses make good money, and I think they deserve to. People say...
Yeah, they put up crap.
people say teachers deserve to make more money. I don't fucking think so, man. Most teachers I had have been pieces of shit. Okay?
Me too.
I'm not saying there's not good teachers out there, but man, I've had probably, 30, 40 teachers in my life, from kindergarten through college. Most of them have been fucking retards. They don't deserve any more money, man. So I don't want to hear the whole, teachers are heroes bullshit. I think they make just the amount of money they deserve to make because they get a shit ton of time off.
Yeah, well, they get 35 or 40K a year, and they get an entire summer off.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's easily, if you count getting paid all those days, that'd be 50K a year.
And alternatively, dude, they have pretty much a zero stress job for the most part.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there aren't, I know I'm generalizing here, but I think I've had some experienced teachers, man, and I'm telling you, that's how it feels on my end. But sanitation workers, I'm pretty sure they make more than your average blue collar guy. I think they deserve to, but I think it kind of needs to stop at that, man. I think we're pretty square with them, wouldn't you say?
Well, let me speak to this because I have a story about this. I work in an industry, quote unquote. I work in IT, but the company is a water and wastewater pump manufacturer.
Okay.
So we are in control of making sure all the water gets in and quote unquote out of your home, pump wise, right?
Sure.
Well, I was talking to one guy, just kind of shooting the shit, being manly with somebody that's way manlier than I am.
Right.
And the dude starts telling me stories of the poo variety. And his big one that really stuck with me, hit home to where I respect these guys, is there's a busted pump or busted vein or something. Anyways, there's this little reservoir and it's filling up with shit. And it's not supposed to fill up with shit. The guy, one of the city workers, gets in there. And he's in a scuba outfit.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. Well, he's about chest high in scuba gear trying to fix this thing. Well, he's like, nope, it's too far down. And he proceeds to fasten his snorkel.
Oh, dude.
Turn on his shoulder lamp, and he goes for it. He goes fully submerged into an entire city's shit
Now,
to fix your problem.
Holy fuck. So is this a common thing for him?
Well, he had a diver's suit, like it ain't his first rodeo.
Man, imagine your mom having to hose you off in the front yard, man.
Yeah, it's total Tommy Boy situation. Like, hey, Chucko, that doesn't smell like mud.
Dude, that's insane.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that probably doesn't happen very often. But when the situation arises, somebody has to get down there and somebody has to fix it, so your home doesn't get flooded with that nasty ass stuff.
I understand that. Do you have an estimate on how much you think that man makes, though?
The guy who did it works for the city, and he's like, it's not like underwater. It's not considered underwater welding or anything like that, so he doesn't make a shitload of money. But I guarantee you that guy makes at least 65 to 70K a year, just making sure stuff's okay.
Dude, I think that's a very fair price for probably having no education.
Oh yeah. Well, that guy also. I mean, if me and you went, if we submerged ourselves in shit and then we're told to fix a busted vein, no way in hell, it wouldn't happen. Couldn't do it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so we go back to this, and I'm not sure if I want to. I'm going to go and do it, man. And I come from a place of no disrespect here, okay? I don't want anyone to misconstrue my words. I feel this way about people in the military, okay? They get labeled quite often, automatically, they're heroes. And look, I know these people, their life is on the line, okay? I understand that. I have very rarely been in a situation where I felt like my life was in danger. And when I did, it was not good. I understand that, and I know that's every day for them. And I know they're doing some dirty fucking work. But man, I don't think they're automatically heroes. Look, they're adults who take on a contractual agreement with the government to do what,
goods for services.
They get to make the decision. This isn't a draft. Now, if we were being drafted, I would have a little bit different opinion on it, okay? Because then you don't have a choice. But these people, it's a contract, it's an obligation, and dude, they get a lot of awesome perks available to them, as they rightly should, okay? Mm-hmm. That I don't have an option for. My brother joined the Navy, and now he gets free college. Now, I'm in debt $50,000. He never will be. That's perfectly fair. He risked his life. Well, he was in the Navy. He didn't. But he did service for our country, and he gets a lot of perks because of that. I think he deserves them, but I would not call my brother a hero. I would call my brother someone who went out and was an adult, made an adult decision, weighed the risks, and now is getting the benefits, you know? And I feel that way about pretty much 99% of the people that join the military. Now, I know that there are a lot of actions and heroic things, and some people are in the shit, man, and some people have seen some horrible shit. I think that when they come back with these problems, we need to fully take care of them. But once again, I don't want to call these people heroes automatically, you know? Like teachers, heroes automatically. Bullshit. Cops, heroes automatically. Bullshit.
Yeah, I worked as a civilian contractor for the military. I've worked around military people for probably 2.5, 3 years. And let me tell you, those people are like everybody else. They're good, honest, decent people, and they're fucking scumbags.
Right.
And so it's not like just because you sign on the dotted line, you decide to make $35K a year and you have free college, that somehow you've done a service for the country. Like, no, you've decided that's what the risk is worth. And that's fine. It's very noble. Keep doing what you're doing. We're happy. But no, you're not. I mean, and a lot of those guys in the military think that they're going to sign up, get a gun slapped in their hand, a smack on the ass, and told to go fight. No, you're going to be cooking. You're going to be cleaning.
Yeah.
You're going to be digging ditches. Odds are you're not even going to be near the shit. You might not even hear a gunfire, after, training sessions or whatever. So, I'm sorry, the guy who cooks the meal for everybody is required, but he is not a hero. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing his part in the giant machine that is our government. And we need that. Dude, we need that, you know?
Yeah, for sure. But it's not worth saying all these different peoples are heroes. All these people, they may want to help people. I think everybody that has a job essentially helps somebody at some point. But, everybody's just trying to make a living and get something out of their service.
Yeah, everybody's trying to get through life the best way they know how.
Yeah, and if you sign up for the military and you say, don't pay me, don't give me nothing for it, then you know what? Here's a little pin that says hero on it, buddy. Here you go.
That's a good point. I've talked to someone in the military recently about that, and it's always hard to express my feelings toward that because it doesn't come from a place of disrespect. It comes from a place of I've sat down and what I feel like I've logically thought it out, you know?
No, you have. It's tough because you're swept up in this fervor of patriotism, zealousness of it's our team, yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Well, he told me, we had this conversation. He said, yeah, most of us feel the same way. We don't like that when people say thank you for what you've done. They just kind of go along with it because, what else are you going to do? It's kind of like when someone gives you a gift, don't be an asshole. Say thank you and accept it, you know?
Yeah, I've never gone up and shaken somebody's hand to thank you for your service because I know how much I hate it whenever somebody comes up and shakes my hand and says, hey, I want to tell you how much I really appreciate you fixing my computers.
Yeah.
Okay, just leave me alone.
Well, if I saw some dude who came back missing, 1.5 legs and 1 arm, I would.
No.
Oh.
Because all you're doing is saying, hey, notice you don't have any arms or legs. I want to thank you.
No, that's different. I'd be like, dude, tell me your story. And he would, I really would. I have respect for that. I really do. Cause Clark.
I have silent respect.
Well, first of all, I have respect now, but when they get robot legs, I'm going to be pissed off.
Yeah, they're going to have spider legs and we're not.
They're going to have way better legs than us here in the next 10 years. But that's very different. When you do lose something for your country, fuck.
He lost it for $35K a year plus college.
Some people, yeah. I mean, that's why I would, because, that's why I would join up. And I kind of regret not joining up. I mean, I didn't do much with those 4 years after high school myself, Might as well have gotten in shape and gotten free college. I chose not to.
Well, everybody that didn't go into the military regrets not going in the military because they could have done something. And then everybody's in the military says, I wasted a good part of my life.
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, I think it depends on what do you want out of it, Do you want to do 4 years and get out or be a lifer? There's a lot of options there. But, it's a great opportunity, man. It's a great opportunity for these people.
Yeah, for sure, man.
But there are a lot of risks. But hey, there's risks with everything you do,
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely risks for us working at Circuit City part-time, and making shit money. That was a risk. Sometimes we didn't have electricity,
Oh, well, okay, God, this is horrible. You heard it here. Now everybody's going to stop listening because they think we hate the military.
Glenn Beck's going to be like, what the hell?
God. All right, man. I think that pretty much does it for this episode of Everybody Has a Podcast. Hey, once again, thank you so much to Gemini Rising. Amazing talents all the way through. All the creators, the actors, super cool. Please support those guys. We're going to put links on our website, back to their stuff. Check them out. Buy their DVD on Amazon. Click through our website. Check us out, everybodyhasapodcast.com. Facebook.com/everybody has a podcast. Twitter.com/everybodypod. Please share us with a friend. Hey, and why, if you haven't heard Gemini Rising, we're going to play out with a little bit of it. This is the Ballad of McCade. Tune in next week where Rachel Maddow invites us to be guests because of our anti-military rants.
St. Patrick's Field was crimson shade the day McKinley swung his blade. From ancient ore its shaft was made and stained with the blood of McCade. Tom McCade wore his shoulders broad and square, and he hadn't much time for the ladies fair.